Pankaj Mehta. Mr. Pankaj Mehta is career Transigold India, South Asia MD, including Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and Maldives. Having more than 3 decades of industry experience, he is responsible for overall leadership of truck trailer refrigeration business. Mr. Mehta is co-chairman of National Task Force on Post-Harvest and Logistics set up by CII in association with Ministry of Agriculture and Food Processing to stimulate cold chain infrastructure development. He is member of CII Task Force for COVID vaccine and CII National Committee on Food Processing, CII National Council on Agriculture, and member governing council of CII Food and Agriculture Center for Excellence. He is involved with NCCD and was awarded an ICE award by the Global Change Alliance. Coming from an engineering and science background, he has a master's in marketing management. Mr. Mehta also served in Indian Navy for a decade. Today, Mr. Pankaj Mehta will give us a brief view of importance of ESG in cold chain. So delegates, let's welcome Mr. Pankaj Mehta.
So, I'm sure all of you are familiar with the brand Carrier. We are a global leader in HVAC, and what we take pride is that we provide solutions that matter to the people, to the planet, and in terms of providing a healthy, safe, sustainable building and cold chain solutions. So we have seen in the last 2 years, especially, the importance of a healthy environment. We've all gone through a lot of challenges. How the cold chain enabled the distribution of vaccines, how it enabled the distribution of safe food. So all these were so crucial in the last few years. So I think the importance of cold chain could not be understood at a more appropriate time. So being a corporate citizen, we have committed our own ESG goals. So our goals for 2030 on ESG are: one, we will help our customers reduce 1 gigaton of carbon footprint, more than 1 gigaton, by providing solutions that are environmentally friendly, by helping to reduce energy. So if you see, our goals are split into 3 goals for the planet. So we have committed to invest over $2 billion to develop a healthy, safe, sustainable building and cold chain solutions. Our own operations, we are committed to making it more green. So it's carbon neutral, it's reducing the energy intensity, reducing water, and other aspects. Our commitment to our own team, to our own people, I think is also important, very, very significant. So we are committed to a lot of aspects on people-friendly, initiatives, and to our community. I think providing a safe, healthy indoor environment, elevating hunger, food wastage. And believe me, in India, we understand these so much. There is so much of gap between what we produce and what is consumed, that there's so much opportunity that can be done. So in Carrier, one of the businesses that is focused on this is what we call as Carrier Refrigeration. Now, when we talk of food, just eliminating, food wastage can decrease annual global greenhouse gas emissions by more than 10%. Just imagine. So that's such an important, apart from saving the food, it also is environmentally friendly. 475 million tons of food can be saved annually by effective refrigeration. More than 50% of all perishable food loss can be avoided using cold chain technology. And more than $1 trillion is lost annually by retailers due to supply chain inefficiency. So I think there's no doubt in anybody's mind that cold chain, effective, sustainable cold chain is so much important for the planet. Just imagine any cold chain which helps reduce food loss, food wastage is good, but a sustainable cold chain is so much better. So it's a double positive for us, and that's what we should be focusing on. So as Carrier, I think we are in a unique position. We have top brands like Transicold, which I represent. We got Sensitech, and we are present all across the chain, starting from post-harvest, pre-cooling. We do shipping, containers, we do trailers, trucks, retail, distribution, and the point of sale, consumption. So I think that's probably a very unique position for us to play in the cold chain. Now, coming a little more specifics to ESG. As I said, we take pride in providing solutions that matter to the planet, to our people, and to the community. So when we look at a broader sense of the planet, it's electrification, cleaner energy, lower GWP refrigerants, reducing food loss, driving carbon neutral operations. And similarly, you can see on initiatives for the people, building a diverse, inclusive workplace, building employee engagement. So all these are very, very powerful initiatives. I want to go specific directly to the cold chain aspect. So when we talk about cold chain decarbonization, what do we mean? We have focused on three aspects here. One is energy efficiency. I think that itself is so crucial. We've seen the impact of global warming. We've seen the loss of fossil fuel. So electrification, energy efficiency, so much critical. We've seen the whole industry, not only cold chain, but you've seen the automobile industry moving from fossil fuel to electric cars, electric vehicles. So we are, as Carrier, we are focusing on similar electrification technologies, engine optimization, just the size and the scale of the engine that we use, innovation, how we can drive efficiency by innovating products, because the whole ecosystem is changing and our products have to keep pace. We have to be ahead of the innovation curve. The second one, again, so one is the driver, the fuel. The second one is the refrigerant in any system. We are working very actively on the latest refrigerant technologies. We have systems working on natural refrigerants. We've got CO2 systems already working. Several of them, especially the seagoing systems. We got a product called as a Natural Line, which are CO2 driven seagoing container systems. And even where the CO2 is not present, we are working constantly to lower the global warming potential of the refrigerants that we use. And the third aspect is to reduce, one is the amount of refrigerant in a system, and to reduce any leak rate. So, we have to make sure that the refrigerant is not wasted. And the third aspect, very important again, is food loss, food wastage. So, food waste itself represents 4.4 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions. There is a statistics. I think if food waste were a country, it would be the third largest in the world. So, and this is, all these are, you have to build strategic partnerships to reduce food waste. No one entity can do it. So we are proud to be working with the industry on the, developing cold chain programs, apart from doing, food banks and philanthropic donations. So I think collaboration is one point which is absolutely essential for cold chain development optimization. So we work, if you see, with the government, with the world organizations, banks, cold chain equipment solution providers, logistics, storage companies, export partners. I think the next one, the farmer producer organization, very, very important, because it is a change of mindset. They have to be very, very conscious of reducing food waste. It is direct money. It's, as our Prime Minister has said, doubling farmers' income is one of the objectives of this government. And, it's so much possible if you just control the wastage that happens on the farm, and with cooperatives and retailers. So it's a whole ecosystem that needs to be developed around this cold chain development. I would like to also highlight one program that Carrier had done to address food wastage. This was in the year 2016-17. So there's nothing to prove a concept than to just go and do it. We had a show and tell kind of pilot study that was done in the state of Punjab for a fruit called the kinno. You can see the proud farmer with whom we worked. His name is Mr. Surinder Choraya. He's the owner of Balaji Kinnos. And when we started this, kinno was known only to the state of Punjab and maybe a little bit coming to, say, Delhi or northern states. But frankly, I stay in the city of Mumbai. My kids had never heard of the fruit called kinno. Similarly, my friends in Bangalore, Chennai, never heard of kinno. So we spoke to the farmer. We said, why don't you send your fruit to the rest of the country? He says, this just doesn't work because wastage is so high. This is typically harvested around February, March. And wastage used to go up beyond 50% if you try to sending it down south. So we took that as a challenge. We worked with the farmer. We understood his operation, his packaging, his pre-cooling, and we did a pilot run. The results were astonishing. We were able to reduce food wastage by 76% over a journey of 2,500 kilometers. His profits, I mean, the typical fruit is purchased at around 20 rupees, it was selling in the market. We were able to get about 60, 65 rupees. So his profits grew 23%, even netting off all the expenses. And the other thing very important is that this was a green cold chain, because net when we calculated, the CO2 emissions were actually reduced by 16%. So it was a win-win situation. And beyond that, 2016-17, when we did the pilot, we are seeing this whole region has adapted cold chain so much. So from that one pre-cooler, one farmer, now there are about 10 to 12 pre-cooling chambers. The fruit is getting exported, and it's a great story. So I think cold chain can be such a big enabler, and I think a sustainable cold chain is absolutely the need of the hour. So with that, I stop my thank you.